Okay, let's talk about something I think a lot of us feel. It's that frustrating, kind of weird paradox of being super ambitious, but also feeling completely stuck. You've got these huge goals, right? But you're just paralyzed by this total lack of motivation. If that sounds like you, well, you're in the right place. We're going to go through a practical, 5-step guide to break that cycle and finally get you moving.
Does this sound familiar? You can perfectly picture the future you want. The successful career, being in great shape, that creative project you've always wanted to finish. But then, when it actually comes time to do the work, you just hit a wall. It happens. And if that's you, you're definitely not alone. This is the classic struggle of the ambitious procrastinator.
So, here's a way to think about this that might just change everything for you. Think of your ambition like a tiny seed. It has all this incredible potential locked inside, but, it needs care. It needs to be watered. It needs sunlight. You have to intentionally nurture it. Laziness, though? Laziness is a weed. It doesn't need any help at all. It's the default state. If you do absolutely nothing, the weed grows all by itself and just chokes out that potential.
So the big question is, how do we start watering that seed? Well, it all begins with breaking inertia. That powerful force that keeps you glued to the couch. And we've got two incredibly simple but really powerful tools to get you moving. Let's dive into the first one. Okay, tool number 1 is a game changer. You have to make the first step ridiculously small. So small it almost feels silly. The goal isn't work out for an hour. That's way too intimidating. The goal is just put on my workout shoes. That's it. Anyone can do that, right? You're lowering the barrier to entry so low that your brain can't even argue with it.
And look, the point isn't just to put on your shoes, right? That's not the workout. It's the spark. It's that one tiny, effortless step that creates a little bit of momentum. And that momentum is what carries you into the next small action, and then the one after that. It's this repeated process of just starting that eventually builds real, lasting discipline.
All right, our second tool for smashing that inertia? It's the 5-minute rule. So simple. You just commit to doing any task, whatever it is, for only 5 minutes. Set a timer and tell yourself, that's it. That's all I have to do. You want to write a book? Just write for 5 minutes. Need to clean your entire house? Nope, just clean for 5 minutes.
And here's the brilliant psychology behind why this little trick works so well on our brains. Getting started is by far the hardest part of anything. But once you trick your brain into just beginning, something funny happens. Our brains hate unfinished business. They hate these open loops. So that natural desire to finish the task kicks in. And those 5 minutes, they often just melt into 10, then 20, and you don't even notice. Okay, so getting started is huge, but it's only half the battle, right? Once you're actually moving, you have to tackle the mental game. This next part is all about rewiring your brain's reward system so it actually starts working for you instead of against you.
We have to talk about dopamine. Right now, our brains are basically hooked on these super easy, cheap hits of it that we get from scrolling social media or binging junk content. The problem is that makes real, focused work feel, boring and incredibly difficult. A dopamine reset is just a conscious break from all that noise, giving your brain a chance to get its sensitivity back.
So how do you actually do this? 2 steps. First, try a 24-hour fast from the junk. Seriously, no social media, no endless video streams. It's going to feel hard, but it will recalibrate your ability to focus. Second, and this part is absolutely critical, change when you get your reward. Never scroll on your phone before you start working. Do the work first, then get the reward. This retrains your brain to connect effort with pleasure. All right, next up, you need to become an architect of your own environment. Seriously, the idea is simple. Make your bad habits harder to do. We call that adding friction. If you're always mindlessly checking Instagram, delete the app off your phone. Make yourself log in through the browser. On the flip side, you want to make your good habits easier. Remove the friction. If you want to work out in the morning, lay your clothes out the night before. You're just making the right path the easiest path.
Okay, so we know how to start, and we know how to start rewiring our brains. But what's the engine that actually powers all of this? It's one word: consistency. This is where we see how those tiny daily actions add up to create monumental change over time.
And this right here, this quote, gets to the heart of a trap that so many ambitious people fall into: perfectionism. We have this idea that if we can't do something perfectly, we just shouldn't do it at all. But that is the ultimate trap. The real goal isn't a flawless performance. It's just showing up consistently, day in and day out.
So that brings us to our 5th and final step,
And this is your practical, daily mission to build that muscle of consistency. Every single night before bed, I want you to write down 3 small wins from your day. And it doesn't matter how small they are. I studied for 5 minutes. I put on my workout shoes. I wrote 1 email. This simple practice trains your brain to look for progress, not perfection. And it builds this incredibly powerful feedback loop of confidence.
And all of this leads to the ultimate goal. I mean, what's the real payoff here? This isn't just about ticking more things off a to-do list. It's about fundamentally changing who you are by changing what you do.
And this is how it all clicks into place. Every single time you log one of those small wins, you are literally casting a vote for the person you want to become. Studying for 5 minutes isn't just 5 minutes of work, it's a vote for being a student. Putting on your shoes is a vote for being an athlete. These tiny wins build confidence, and that confidence makes the next action easier, creating this upward spiral that builds a whole new identity.
So if there's one thing you take away from all this, let it be this. Real transformation doesn't come from one big, heroic moment. It comes from becoming the type of person who just does the small, important things, day after day, even and especially when you don't feel like it. The actions build the identity. The big results will follow. So I'm going to leave you with this question. Forget about the giant mountain in front of you for a second. Just look down at your feet. What is the one tiny, ridiculously small step you can take today, right now, to start watering that seed of your ambition?